and I'm gonna do a quick what is Ark. This is July 2017, so a lot of people know what this game is, but if you don't know, like me, I didn't know. It's about a month ago. It's hard to figure out what it is because this game has been in development for like 2 or 3 years, I think, and it's been released. People have been playing it while they're kind of finishing it, and it's going to come out as a final version in August. So it's about to come out. People can buy it on disc, but you can buy it right now in the PlayStation Store. It's $60. It goes on sale sometimes for like $30, $40, so you can wait. But I figured since it took me, I don't know, I probably played this game maybe 20, 30 hours already. You know, I wanted to explain how the game works, all the things that I learned, the way people can then, you know, jump right in. So basically, you start off and you are just a guy, and my daughter will yell continuously through this video. But you're just a guy or a girl. You can be a girl. Hi. And you're just dropped into this planet or something. You don't know what it is. You know, people call it an Ark, but basically you're here and you have to survive. This is a survival crafting game, similar to, I guess, games like Minecraft, but it's not blocky. So obviously they have, you know, much better graphics, a lot more options. Yes, that is your nose. Yes, and that's his nose on his face. And his beard, because his hair grows. The game is, I think, it's pretty in-depth. I mean, it's fun, it's casual, but you can make it as extreme as you want. You can even cut your own hair and use it later on to, like, make things as you grow hair. Even your hair could be a resource that you can use to make stuff. But the game starts off, you can kind of punch and, you know, triangle as you grab things. So you basically, like, pretty much everything in the world has a purpose. So right now I'm getting berries, which you can eat, and you can feed to herbivore animals. These berries, the black ones, they make you kind of sleepy, so you can use that eventually to make knockout stuff, like knockout potions. These berries are just different berries, and certain herbivores have a preference. They'll eat anything, but some of them will respond better to others. You kind of figure that out. The white ones are like coffee. They're like caffeine, so they kind of give you more stamina, and they help you wake up if you're sleepy. So you can like take this like medicine. You can make medicine that heals you, but it'll make you sleepy. You know, you actually knock you out. So then you have to also take a stimulant with like another concoction you could drink. So together, the two cocktails kind of keep you awake. Not going to get that in depth anymore, but pretty much that's an idea. There's some casual vanity items here. So this game is like mainly you and dinosaurs, but as you see, like, he has this thing in his arm. There's some technology here. There's these floating constructs, but everything else is pretty much like a caveman. So it's interesting that this game, you can start off as a caveman where literally you can't do anything. Like if you want to knock down this tree, you gotta use your bare hands when you first kind of start. Just to get some wood. Again, very Minecraft-ish if you ever played Minecraft. But except I don't think you can't punch the stone. So like you have to make your initial weapons, your initial items. If I go look at my crafting menu here, I've unlocked all these things already. You'll unlock these one by one. You get to pick which ones you want. But if I go here, I'm looking for an axe. So I don't have what I need to make an axe yet. And if it looks like a lot, they have a lot of different ways that you can view the items. Of course, it won't work for me right now while I'm trying to show you. But basically, I'm trying to make, you know, like a pickaxe. So I need one stone. So you can find loose stones on like the beach. Just walk around pressing triangle till I find a stone. I'm not sure which stone is the stone. I haven't done this. I haven't been getting the stones off the floor in a very long time. I know on the side of the beach there's some stones. These are seashells. But anyway. Yeah, so I think the cool thing about the game is there's all these different things that you can grab and do, and I think you really haven't ever played a game that starts you off with nothing, and then you end up you could be like Tony Stark, Iron Man when you're done. I mean, it might not seem like it at first. Like I'm making an axe out of a stick and a rock right now, but later on you can have a full suit of armor that has like 6 or 7 different futuristic abilities. You can have giant vehicles, giant bases. You can take dinosaurs and build bases on the dinosaurs. You have like these mobile bases that you can build. It gets kind of crazy, and this is completely offline the way I'm playing. But if I'm online, my friends can join in. I think you can have, I would say 10's a good number, but maybe up to 120 people. I know when you're online on a server, you can play with 120 people. And it's intense. If you die, you can lose all your items. You still keep, I think, your experience, but you might lose a little bit of your experience. I'm not sure. But anyway, it could get pretty hardcore. So you can have, and they have a very elaborate settings option. I'll try to show you where you can get all this stuff. Now, when I'm playing the game here, I turned up my settings so I got like 31 stone, 73 flint. When you first start, like in default vanilla Ark, you might get like a few pieces of stone, a few pieces of flint, but you can adjust how much you typically want to harvest. And my guy is already max level 2, so I'm just gonna be a little different from me. But basically, I'm just trying to give you an idea that you're gonna, you know, craft things. That's a torch. This is, you know, a ladder. Here's some clothes I can craft. I can make a campfire, some arrows, a door. Oh, there's an axe there. That's useful. So, again, like other surviving games, like other crafting games, this is the kind of stuff that you'll be doing. Throw some pants on, throw a bandana on. And these little visual items, you can, like, for fun, you unlock these for different achievements and things that you do. Like now, so I still have the armor that's cloth. It's weak armor, but now I have this funny hat on it, and it stays that way. I can change it to these other things, but whatever I put on it, it'll consume it and it'll be gone. So I can't go back. Oh, I have to make another hat. You can't, once you put a vanity item on it, you can't change it. Okay, so yeah, I got a torch here. I got an axe, and I'm just gonna, in the interest of time, I'm gonna very quickly go through the different levels of this game and show you some different ideas. So, you know, this hammer here, or this bat, is good at knocking animals out. And if you want to tame them, you got a lot of them you have to knock out, and then you like nurse them back to health, and they appreciate you and they like you when you tame them that way. There's a torch. Now, normally there's a daytime setting and a nighttime setting, but I turned off the nighttime because it gets really dark, and it's fun. It's very scary when you're playing, but I didn't. Again, you can kind of customize how hardcore you want the game to be, and I don't want it to be that hardcore. At least not right now. I don't really have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Boom. Yeah. Huh? Go to sleep. Okay, so this is one of the weakest animals in the game. He's unconscious, alright? You can see his health is the cross. The lightning is his stamina. The food is how hungry he is. And if you go into his inventory, I can give him some berries. So now, below unconscious, you see taming. It's at 0%. Over time, you know, it's going to be a balance of two things. He's unconscious. I don't want him to wake up. So I can force feed him these blackberries, which help you fall asleep. Oh, I took the berries away. Hold on. So I'm going to put the yellow berries in his inventory. That way he can eat them. And he eats them, he appreciates it. That's what he's doing now. You see him moving? He's eating. He's 23% tamed. The harder the dinosaur is, the longer this process can take. You can also change the settings in the menu to make it happen faster. But what I can do here is I can force feed him the blackberries. And you see there's something that says torpidity. I don't know how you pronounce that, but basically torpidity, which is how I'll say it, is as how, like, you know, unconscious you are, how sleepy or groggy you are, I guess. So I want to keep that up. You can't force feed him the good berries. Am I lying to you? Did I just force feed him the good berry? Let me try that again. I did force feed him the good berry, but it's not affecting his taming. He's still at 46%. So what's kind of cool is, so right now there isn't any dangerous animals around, but if they were, they would attack me. They would maybe attack him and try to kill him. So if I really didn't want him to die, sometimes, you know, on more prized, you know, dinosaurs, you might build a wall around them. You might have to build a small little encampment around them. And I think the regular vanilla Ark, like a T-Rex, might take 6 real-life hours to tame. Of course, you can change those settings and get it a lot lower, to just a few minutes. It really depends on how you want to play. But some people online, that take shifts, they'll play together. They make it a big, like, fun event, and they try to make sure no one comes and kills them. So on the official server with the official rules, I think a T-Rex is like 6 hours to tame. But this guy should just take a few minutes. He's almost done. And while he's doing that, I'll show you that, you know, like I made over here. I don't know what I made. Well, you can make like walls and things like that, but I already have a base that I built because I've been playing this earlier. So this is what you can have to start going for yourself. I have this house made of pretty much sticks. You have different inventory, and here I already have other items that I've made. I made a slingshot eventually. You can cook your food here. This is like kind of a refrigerator. You're basically dehydrating the food in this thing. With this certain powder you have to grind. There's a lot of different things that you get in the game. A lot of different kind of items. I'm trying to look through these. I haven't been in this house in such a long time. I don't even know what's here. But you know, when you first start off, my house was actually real small. This house is still pretty small, even though it might look a little bit bigger. Here's a mortar and pestle that you use to like grind things. And these are all resources I gathered early in the game, trying to get started pretty much. And once you do all that, you start off kind of like with sticks. Eventually you move to stone. Eventually you move to metal. You can make certain things with glass and greenhouse. And then eventually you can move to like this as a whole like technology tree at the end of the game, where you can start getting into, I guess, what is the alien technology here. I'm thinking it's aliens. They don't really tell you what the story is. There's little notes you can find throughout the map to kind of give you hints. But where's my dodo at? Is he tamed? So what may have happened here is I wasn't paying attention. He may have woke up. He woke up and he didn't get tamed, which is fine because I don't really need a dodo. But basically, to show you what would have happened, there's like cheats you can put into the game. They're like console commands. So let me see, what is it? I think it's do tame. Now, I don't recommend doing this. This will kind of make the game kind of boring for you if you just use all the console commands. But they are helpful, especially if the game glitches, if someone accidentally dies. There's different ways you kind of can cheat to get your stuff back. But of course, I recommend if you die, then just let yourself die. It's more fun that way, I think. You have to really earn it. So I have a dodo. I can name him. I don't want to name him a real name. I'll name him GoDaddy.com. Let's call him GoDaddy. That sounds interesting. I don't know why, but that's the first thing in my mind for some reason. Hey, baby girl. Yeah, Daddy's streaming. Okay, so now my dodo should follow me around, and he'll be loyal to me, and he'll defend me in the face of danger. Let's go find some danger, Dodo. Let's go find some danger, GoDaddy. This is another animal. He's like, ooh, he's like a lizard. It's like a monitor lizard. So I can attack him. My dodo will help defend me. I think I can tell him to attack him. My dodo. There you go, Dodo. Go get him, GoDaddy. Oh, he ran. He's a punk. He's a punk. Get him with the axe. Oh, dynamic music comes on. I'm burning him. Come here. Set you on fire. My dodo. Now, here's this. This is good. This is happening. I can show you some problems with the game. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna kill you. I'm missing every single time. Cut him off. Oh! This is so brutal. This is not how I planned this going. Alright, so he's not dead. He's just unconscious. Okay. So if I wanted to actually start taming him and nurse him back to health, he's so close to dead. He's like a slither. He actually has no health. Like, I could breathe on him and he would die. So I could try to resurrect him. I wonder if my dodo will eat him. Nah, he's gonna give him a break, but not me. We're gonna kill him. Yeah, I killed him. So now I can harvest raw meat from him, his skin to make clothes. Yeah, and that's how nature works. Now my dodo levels up. I can make my dodo have more health or make him have more speed. Probably need more health, but he's never going to be. Okay, so this is how the game starts off. And I've played my first playthrough with 12 hours on like an island right here. Like, I didn't go anywhere. So the map is ginormous. I'm the little dot, and honestly that island is the little circle of body of water right next to me. So if you look at the coordinates, you look at 60 and 20 where the lines meet, pretty much thinking me playing just right there. Or like I played 12 hours just there, and there was one carnivore dinosaur that was like the only thing that was killing me. It killed me over and over again, and it took me 12 hours my first time playing basically vanilla Ark with the default settings. to work my way up to be able to kill it. And it was actually very rewarding. I did enjoy it. It was this, and it kind of all these things that happened while I was trying to do that. So it was kind of its own organic, dynamic story that happened. And you can play Ark that slow, or you can change some of the settings. Like I have, I'm getting things faster now. I don't get hungry. Normally you get hungry. I don't need water. Normally you need water. So these are all different things that I have going for me now that normally would be issues. If you look at that little pop up there, your berries spoil, your food decomposes. You have to cook the meat to make the meat more edible and last longer. But even a decomposed meat, you can use it to make potions with other things you mix. And all the crafting things, again, you're going to learn them all while you play. Here I have better armor now. I can make leather armor. Let me see what else I can do. I can make a water sack to drink out of, and it actually leaks when you walk around. And eventually you can make like glass jars with a furnace, and that actually doesn't leak. But yeah, so now my guy's coming along. He's getting some gear or whatever. Now, there's even herbivores, like this giant brontosaurus who has a lot of health, and if he hits you, he can send you flying. He could like hit me from here to the river. It's actually kind of cool. But trying to kill them isn't as simple as going up and bashing them in the head. For these kind of guys, you have to start figuring out how to use the environment. Can you herd them into a corner? Can you herd them against a brick wall? Can you put some structures down, like some spike fences to make them run into that? If you have the technology at the very end of the game, you could just go shoot them and blast them like Iron Man would. But at the very beginning, since you're pretty much a caveman, it is actually really fun trying to figure out ways to beat these things that can kill you rather quickly. In a few hits, he could kill me when you first start the game normally. So I think that's something that's very interesting and exciting about the game. Their scale is amazing. My wife's walking in the door, so you probably hear me distract the scene. Hi, everyone. And my daughter's so happy to see her. But it pretty much. Oh, look at GoDaddy. Yeah, GoDaddy. You go fight him. You go fight him and die. Let me show you guys what happens if you die. Go, GoDaddy. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Go. Go, GoDaddy. Go. I'm gonna put my dynamic camera on. Dun dun dun. Oh, GoDaddy's fighting. You can do it, GoDaddy. You can do it.
Who are you talking to?
I think he's dead. I'm streaming this video online, so I'm recording. So GoDaddy died, and I should avenge him. You bastard brontosaurus. Now I think I might kill him, honestly. Even though I have real primitive weapons, my guy is super strong at this point. It might not look like it because I'm naked running around the beach, but my guy's actually really strong. And oh wow, he's actually he's killing me. So I'm at half health, and looking at his skin, she had dinner already. Looking at his skin, he doesn't look that damaged. That's usually the best sign. If you see them like really bloody, like that other guy. But even at level 100, when I don't have any real gear on, I think this is really fair. He's actually killing me, and I don't have anything good, so I can't even really stand up to him. It's clear, and I'm done. I'm dead, and I think you can change what items you lose. But see, when you have beds, you can pick on the map where you respawn. But I'm going to pick to respawn in a random location. I'm going to go maybe to the south. I think I'm going to go to the south zone. These are the easy zones, hard zones. There's different kind of dinosaurs there. I'm going to pick the south zone and respawn in a random place. I actually could make a whole new person if I wanted to, and my world would still be there. So any buildings I built, I can make a new person to go kind of like move into those buildings, basically, if you were so inclined. So, oh, this is perfect. This is actually the first place I started playing, just this riverbank right here. And man, I have so many memories now just playing right on this riverbank and trying to survive. And there was one dinosaur, and I mean, after 12 hours, the dinosaur did not despawn. It was the same dinosaur. They're always there. The game is amazing in that way, where I think, look, yeah, so I killed him. And I think I set up my game so he respawns a few days later. But that one dinosaur right there, he's a carnivore. He's like a bronchiosaurus or something. I don't remember what it is, but he ruined my life for like a week as I played this game. I could go around this island right here, nowhere else, just right here, and I was building my little house and trying my best to survive, and he rained hell on me whenever he found me. And it was, I'll be honest with you, it was real scary. You'd be out working, I'd be, playing for half an hour, not wanting to lose my stuff, and he'd come kill me, and he kind of, when you die, you put it, your bag is on the floor. So you can run back and try to get your bag, but after I think like 10 minutes, it basically decomposes. So, after he kills you, he still hangs out in that area. So when you resurrect freshly, you have no weapons or anything, so you can't just go back and get your bag. I've actually sometimes been able to run and grab it and try to run away, and I might even die a few times and slowly move the bag away from him. But that was something that I did. But me, see, look. Now I'm decently strong naturally, so I might be able to fend off these little bastards. Yeah, but on that playthrough, I had built a house here. This is actually my second playthrough, so the house isn't here anymore because I made a new map. But I lived right here on this beach because I thought the water would be kind of protecting me, and it did for the most part. And I just had to face this little slither of island here, and it was a struggle, a very enjoyable struggle. But this is pretty much Ark when you first start off. Now, again, in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and try to move on and show you guys some of the more advanced things. So eventually you start off, you're able to go start mining for stone. And then you can make stone houses. And then you can make saddles with leather and stone, like stone joints in the saddle. And that helps you ride the animals. And what really happens in the game is when you can ride the animals, you start to be able to use those animals to even the playing field. So it makes sense that dinosaur versus dinosaur is a much better fight. And if you're in the back of it with a bow and arrow, you kind of have a little bit of an advantage at that point. So then there's like that one carnivore that was harassing me. Wasn't so much of a big deal. After I was able to kind of put together a little dinosaur army, I had like a little pack of triceratops. They helped. Now those carnivores are going after that herbivore. That let me get by them without fighting them. If I can get to that red floating thing in the sky, I actually have a base that I built a little while ago over there with a lot more of my high-tech gear, and I kind of can show you that. And I would like to be able to get there. You know what? In the interest of time, I will try to put in the cheat code. Again, there's a bunch of cheat codes you can use. I don't recommend using them. They'll make the game not as fun for you. But I can fly like an eagle. I'm flying super slow, but that might actually be, instead of swimming and stuff, this might actually be better. And look at my map here. Yeah, it might seem like it's gonna take forever, but it's not. I'll just talk while I'm flying over here. But yeah, like when you play this map, this is the island map, that brontosaurus, he is actually there. Now I'm noticing, because I've played this a few times, so when you first start, there is all this mystery and wonder. You go places and it's amazing. And this little brontosaurus here, he was very difficult for me to kill the first time I killed him. So it makes sense that carnivore is actually there, because now that I think about it, that was my first playthrough. So this is the second game. So the game starts, and I think the creators, unlike Minecraft, the creators actually put an ideal way this world can be, and it is very fun and dynamic the way they've done it. I think it's great. You go to different areas in the world, you find different animals or different dinosaurs you've never seen before. It's really amazing. Over there where the blue monolith is, it's a snow biome. I've actually never been there, but I know there's yetis, there's like saber-tooth tigers and things like that, so I've never actually seen any of those. And I played again the first and two maybe 30 hours combined with the two playthroughs. I thought those two hampers were mine. No, I think the hamper to the left is mine. Yeah, well, that shouldn't. My clothes are only in the left hamper. But yeah, so like I found like waterfalls, little different places you can build a base. So that's what happens. You'll build a base in one place, and then you'll start exploring. You'll get strong enough to move around the world a little bit, and then you realize, oh man, it kind of been better if I built the base over here. This base is near water. There's food. There's rocks and trees. It's better than just being on the beach. The beach is kind of the safest place, but as you go more inland, where there's more trees and more abundant resources, it's easier to build larger bases and and weapons and other things that you want. But there's more creatures in there. There's more dinosaurs and things like that. It becomes more hostile. So I think that's you kind of have to manage that out, because then when you die, depending on how your game is made, they can break your houses. You can take it so they don't break your houses. Almost every single aspect of this game is customizable. When you go to the options and when you start to play, I think there's over 100 different options. And they manage every aspect of the game that I can think of that matters. Whenever I found something I didn't like about the game, usually there was an option that can kind of change it. For example, I turned off night. Another example was I didn't like that I had to cut down 100 trees to make like a door. So now I cut down one tree and I can make half a house. You even can change how fast you cut down the tree. So before it would be like 15 strikes to cut down the tree, I've got it down to like 2 or 3 strikes to cut down the tree. And you can even make it even less than that. I've seen people online that they touch the tree once and it just dissolves into their bag basically. But yeah, that's the one waterfall I was talking about. There's piranhas in there. There was some cool dinosaurs up there, like in the pasture. I'm just gonna float over to this one. This little place over here is where I'm going. But basically, it's because you look at the map and some different things. You can any of these places you can build on it. Most rocks you can break. Almost all the trees you can break. There's some very large trees in a certain area in the map that you can't break because you can build on them. So you actually can live in the trees. So that's kind of so yeah, you can't knock them down, but because they're there to serve a purpose. They're there if you want to live in like a tree above the ground, so the dinosaurs can't just come get you. You can actually play that way too. You can live in the snow area. Obviously, there you're not going to have some dinosaurs. You will have other ones that are more hostile to you. And this is cool because as you come into this area, this is actually the boss area. And I might be ruining the game for you a little bit, how much mystery you want. But when I first started the game, I had no idea what this was. They don't tell you. So I came here, and you there's a lot of wonderment of exploring and discovering things for the first time. I think that's a very fun part of the game, and this is me giving you kind of an idea, saying, hey, should I even look into this? Yeah, like I won't tell you what the bosses are, but you can figure that for yourself. But these areas are special. And these T-Rexes here are actually mine, because I've been here before, and I was actually setting up a small little base simply to help me fight bosses. So I can go ahead and put in another code that makes me back to normal, and here we go. So these are mines. So you can see the owner is Shadow Lion, and they're just extremely powerful. He's hurt from a fight we had with a boss. I don't know what his health is. His health is pretty low. And you can see here now, the other house I had little wooden boxes. Here I have a giant metal vault. So these are different things that to consider. Like when you play the game, you will get to these different technologies. So I can show you like this. There's like alien interface here. I won't show you what you can do there. I'll leave that to you to figure out. But basically, there are bosses. Unlike Minecraft, I mean, I think that's the game you're going to compare it to the most if you ever played that. There's more to. I think there's more to do. There's more purpose. The game was designed from day one with these different ideas. Mainly, you play as a caveman. You start to build these stone houses. Eventually, you get to technology. You can make a shotgun. You can make a pistol. You can get to that kind of part. You have to find blueprints to do it, or you unlock the different engrams to do it. The engrams are like basically like you learn how these things are done. And once you do all those things, I'm on the right beach. This is the wrong beach. Once you do all those things, there's a whole underwater area. There's caves, there's underwater dinosaurs. You can get a scuba mask so you can breathe underwater. If something is going to kill me. What the hell is that? What is a seal? God damn it. You can drown. But anyway. Oh, they wait. If I get to my technology, then they're all going to be dead. I think I forgot where my base is at. Ah, there it goes. Okay. So, yeah, there's all these underwater creatures you can deal with. Yeah, here we go. And now you get an idea of some other things I had going on. So this over here, I was starting to build some stuff for the end of the game. And in experimenting for this video, you can actually spawn in a lot of items. to help you move through the game faster. So I have like 1,000,000 guns and stuff. I cheated to get all that stuff. It's not necessary. I mean, it's cheating. It's not cheating. I don't really care. But you can create these items all from the menu. You can just go here and type in what you want, and you can get these items. So you can do that. And before I'm actually going to destroy this world and go back to playing normal, right now I'm doing is getting this robotic suit out. That pretty much is what you get at the end of the game. So I got all this stuff with the codes, but I wanted to see, you know, is it worth playing this time to get all this stuff? Is there a good end game? And it is. I think it's completely worth it, and that's something I'll try to show you now. You know, once you're playing and you're trying to get to the last stuff in the game, you'll see. Wait. There it is. Since I didn't actually beat the game, I think that, yeah, I'm missing some of the technologies. For the interest of time, I will go ahead and just go ahead and put this on. Yeah. Alright, so now I basically gave myself all the technology. Because you can't just, even if you create it in the game, you can't wear it unless you know what it is. So that's another cheat I use to put it all on. But I'm missing a shirt. And it's going to be worth it. I think, because I think this illustrates very well how drastically the game can change towards the end. And all this stuff is helpful when you go fight bosses and everything. So now I got this whole full suit. Let me check for some ammo. I don't remember which vault I put it in. I have a gun. Did I get a gun? Yeah, I have a gun. And these suits, oh, here you go, some. These suits are cool because, like Iron Man, they're powered by energy, and you have to harvest this energy. This is very hard to do at the end of the game, but you can make the settings easier. You can bring any of these items in. You say, I don't like, you know, I don't like harvesting metal. You can just make metal appear if you really want to. You can completely customize how difficult the game is. So yeah, see, like I have like 1,000,000 of these energy, but they're very, very hard to get. You actually only get them when you kill a boss. So every time you kill a boss, then you get like 20 by default. Obviously I have 1,000,000 of them, but I only did this to show you guys how the game is before I erase my game and start over. Yeah, I got this cool dino armor from my T-Rex. I can show you guys that. You can turn the T-Rex into like a robot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll switch. I think it looks better in first-person view. So now I have this robot suit. And again, you do this after getting all this technology. Over here I have this shark that I tamed. This shark is awesome. And he has the robot suit on that I gave him. So my suit allows me to breathe underwater, and my shark can attack. Then when you're on the shark, you know, your right trigger instead of shooting a gun, you actually bite with his mouth. You tell him to attack. So these are different things that you can do. You can make him speed burst. He doesn't jump, but some of them have 2 or 3 functions they could do. Oh wow, my wife had this cool Sweeney Todd poster. It looks amazing. Oh, I love Sweeney Todd. It's such a good movie. But oh, I want to now I want to watch Sweeney Todd again. We watched it like last week. I want to watch it again. But it is amazing. That's great. It's great quality. It's perfect. Yeah, because the other ones are kind of too big. You have to like get only 1 or 2 movie posters. I like that. That's a good idea. 11 by 7. You see, I'm really small compared to him. When I'm on top of him, you can see him. But I also can, with this new suit, I can fly. All right, that's kind of cool. But it's not the only thing that you can do. We'll come down to here. I also can run really fast. If I hold in, I think left bumper or left trigger, I pull my arm back in this real cool anime pose, and when you let it go, he jumps and punches. You also can go back and then let off like a blast. If I hold down triangle, I let like a radar off that senses, or like basically like this sonar that kind of finds other dinosaurs. So like this is kind of cool. I mean, it takes a long time to build up to this stuff, but it's game changing. You become so powerful, and you can get around the map a lot quicker. For example, you saw me using a cheat code to fly. However, when you build the suit, you actually can combine the powers. So as you're flying, you can go like that and put them two together. Or I can hold the right trigger to fly. And it's amazing to me, especially after you play for 12, 30 hours, however long you play, when you finally earn this suit, when you get to the point where you can make this stuff for yourself, it is so rewarding. There's no game I've ever played that has such a, I think, fair, level of increase. You start off at one place, you work your way up to another. Now I can come back to these same animals here. I can actually fight these guys with my bare hands now.
No! It's not very nice.
Look, at one hit, you can see how damaged he is. He's hitting me, I'm not that damaged. He's a low level though. Ooh, 2, so. Black silhouette going in the water to do something. But anyway, I can't see the things. Like jet. But you gotta have sharks as well. Like the shark I have. Oh, dude. I didn't even know you could do that. I had to see it. Oh yeah, you can run on the water as long as you don't hit an object. So yeah, I mean this is just dumb fun. Oh wow. So that's great for when you're trying to find underwater caves. Turn on my sonar. So like the game, you start off and you can spend, literally 100 hours, maybe even more, just being a caveman, really just doing normal things. And one day work up to, basically ruling the island. And there's actually, even though you have this armor, there's a lot of dinosaurs that are gigantic that still kill you. They still destroy you, and you have to get other dinosaurs to help you. And you raise other dinosaurs. Now there are some glitches. I have different glitches where I've lost my dinosaurs. They've fallen through the map. When you first start the game off, it's very hard to know where they're at. They get stuck behind trees like my dodo did earlier. And if you run away and they don't know how to find you, they'll stay back where the trees are. It's very hard when you first start the play to find them and know where they're at. So it can be difficult when you start, but I mean there are those commands in the menu that kind of allow you to change everything. So I'm shooting this sniper rifle kind of thing I got going. Yeah. So yes, I mean that's kind of to show you the scale. The game starts off, pretty simple. And then you can get all the way up to this kind of stuff. You can have giant metal bases. I think now that I'm here, I can show you some of my bases. I put my gun away. You see it says consumed element. I'm actually eating or consuming the batteries. Oh, reading the book. You can even eventually make teleporters. I mean, all that stuff, it can be very difficult. Again, me personally, like even at the caveman stage, I think I would still cheat in some teleporters. I would still cheat in. There's a tracker you can put on your dinosaurs and use GPS. But I don't think it's fair to try to raise your animals and lose them to game glitches. So some of the things that help you with the game glitches is like if you're in one place of the map and you die, you have to literally walk all the way back. I mean, it's not a glitch, that's how the game is designed. But that can be very time consuming. And if you have that time, then you know you're going to enjoy this game. Some things I have to change. I don't have unlimited time. I can't always play that hardcore. Same thing with even with the suit and stuff, you know, and having a teleport on the technology, it saves time and still allows you to fun of going out and catching the dinosaurs, using all the traps in the game. Here's a base I built. So now you can see, unlike the little small base I built at the other beach, this is obviously a more advanced base. So this base in particular, these are the teleporters I'm talking about. So I flew that whole distance, but I could teleport back down to this part of the map. This is where I was. And in 3 seconds, I'm back. Here's my shark again. There's the big red base I showed you. And there's all cost stuff. But again, if you always just go ahead and pop in any item you want. This is West Beach Outpost. You can name the places you go. And if your friends come in and play with you, then they'll see all these things you built and they can use them. And they can leave. See here, I was doing some testing. I made a whole bunch of dinosaurs. Making different levels to see, you know, how the world with the stats were like. Experimentation, basically. I built this little pen by hand. This little aquatic pen for my dinosaur. Flip it under. This didn't work out too great. There's this rock outside of this that kind of makes it difficult getting out of it. But this is where my base was. I didn't have any place, and you can't break that rock out there. Some, not a lot of things. Some things in the game you can't break. Get down, Ellie. No. This is a motorboat I built. You actually can build a base on the motorboat. Because you can customize it, do a lot of different things. You can put useful creations there, and you can drive it. The motorboat will go through walls. The only thing that won't go through walls is you. So, like, if you can fit through it, like that door, I can fit through it. The motorboat will just phase through the wall and let you come out. Right now. Like, you know, you can get around with some of the larger objects because those doors are designed for the dinosaurs. There's actually a bigger door you can use for the dinosaurs, and that would look better for your motorboat. But me personally, I don't mind it just clipping through the wall. You know, I don't care. I know some people are like, oh, that's not realistic. Well, yeah, you can use the other wall that costs a lot more resources. But I personally didn't care enough. But if you care, you can. You can do whatever you want in Ark. I turned that off because it wastes your gas. But these are some different technology things I built. This is a portal. This is the machine that helps you build the portal. I wonder if I could turn it on. I think I'm out of energy there because I left it on running, so it ran out of energy. And that's the thing that's hard about these things. It costs energy. You can pick how much it burns. But you can see in here, I have like infinite energy because I cheated. I put all the stuff in the game to show you guys how all these things work. But when you play, you know, you'll decide how much you want to cheat and how much you want to, you know, really spend. On this place here, like my other house, I built a 2-level house. So you see I got the stairs. I have some actually a wooden chest that's really big. A split level. I threw a ball up here. You can put the railing so you don't fall off when you try to walk. I got a ladder right here. This place was pretty cool at first. When I finally got up here, this was me trying to begin my expeditions into the snow, which I never decided to do. I decided went for that volcano. I built a base on the volcano. I'll show you next. But there was there was a big Tyrannosaurus on this island and a bunch of other animals here. So I had built this fence when I first got here to defend myself because it makes it easier to fend them off. Here's one of those big dinosaur gates I was mentioning. So here you kind of see I could put that in the water. There's actually even a bigger one I'm going to show you in a second too. But yeah, this was one base I had made. I never went to the snow area, so that leaves me something to do next time I play. I'll show you one last base, which I think is where I have the most dinosaurs. See, these T-Rexes are picking on people. Oh, gotta go. One thing about flying is you don't want to start going really fast when you don't have a clear line of sight, because if you hit a wall you can get a little glitchy. You kind of just keep speeding against the wall and it can be kind of hard to stop, so it's better to, you know, pick where you want to go first. And I know you see a few T-Rexes, but a lot of these areas have some interesting dinosaurs that are equally, if not in some ways, more dangerous than the T-Rex. There's base I haven't been to in a while, so it'll take me a second to figure out where is it. You start to memorize some of the landmarks. Now you can make like Minecraft, you can make your own custom worlds, like a generated one. But this one's called the Island. This is actually like the official map of the game. There's 3 official maps. So here I start to know like the landmarks eventually. Like the little eye right there, that little place where you can see the water, that big like cliff right there. I know exactly where I'm at because of that kind of stuff. That's what you need, because the game doesn't have like a real interactive GPS or anything like that until much later in the game. There's actually a cave you can go into. The underground caves. This is my base. I built that giant wall when I had nothing before I was using cheat codes and stuff, because I couldn't see my base from really far away. But if I built that big sky thing, that helped me find my base when I was lost. But this base I made outside the volcano because up here you can get metal. So at the point in the game where I was trying to get metal, this is where I decided to settle down. So here I made a big platform for unloading supplies. And there's the big dinosaur gate. This gate's awesome. But this is for like Brontosaurus. The very biggest. There's nothing. Well, there's some things that won't fit through there, but mostly everything can fit through this gate. And what I would do is I'd go out there with the Brontosaurus. I'd get all this stuff from the mountain. I'd come up on this platform, and here I have all these chests. These are all big boxes, and I was filling them all with supplies to make my ultimate base. There's some things that are in here, I think. Yeah, these are a bunch of pearls I had found. Some of these items I think eventually I started cheating to get. Because again, I decided I didn't want to play on this map anymore, and I just wanted to see everything the game had to offer. And you see now you get into technology. A fabricator here. It runs off of gasoline. There's a bunch of different... I made a scope for my guns. You start making metal. You start making bullets for guns. There's a bunch of different things you can do here that you can't do other places. You can make air conditioners because the heat can be a factor. If you want, you can make wires. A bunch of different things. These are tranquilizer arrows. These are lights. You can actually set up electrical lights. This is cement. This is a little house that I was staying in for a little while. Since I made the base surrounded, I kind of made this just an open area where you could sleep in and keep things. I wasn't really worried about dinosaurs getting to me. Again, another crafting bench here. I put some furniture in this one, made it a little more livable compared to the other one. But yeah, so this is the progression of the game. This is me going from one place to another, making bigger, more elaborate bases, all with the purpose of eventually getting to the end where you have the technology and that you see me having now. I skipped ahead basically and wanted to see what you could get. The last little thing I'll show you is the top of this mountain. Get by real quick. It's carnivores, always starting stuff. And like it's almost like Pokemon to the sense where a lot of those different weird dinosaurs you see down there have real unique abilities that are real fun, and when you find out about them, they're surprising. The things that you can do. It's like some of them are really good at knocking down trees. You can use one step of a tree, you'll get like 500, 600 wood, as opposed to you when you're getting like 30. But whoa. This is the place I started building in here. I was going to make a base. It's a little difficult and it's a little dangerous for my dinosaurs to be in here. So I decided to just make my forge in here, and I was forging some of the natural metals and elements you find in here. It's a lot of stuff. It was really good. Back when I was playing the game normally before I started cheating. And there's a cave right there. That's the end of the game, which I didn't know when I moved in here. But basically, after you beat a few bosses, you get trophies from beating them, and when you put the trophies in there, it lets you out. And then you go to this other place. It's really difficult. There's a lot of people you have to fight down there. And then you can beat the game. And what you do, you beat the game as you prestige, like in Call of Duty. You'll start over, basically, and you can be, like, stronger. But that's pretty much the whole idea of it. I mean, you can play with your friends. You go online. There is full PvP. Where you can play with other people. I'm not interested in that, but some people do that. They do that for years. They've been playing it. You can build giant bases and have these, like, ongoing wars with all these people. Me, I like playing offline personally, and hopefully I get some friends to play, come into my offline games with me. This is me trying to show you guys what the game is like, so you get an idea of what this is and what you can do. And I'm going to erase my world and start all over. And I won't bring all these like technology things into it, but like I said, I will bring the teleporters in. At some point, I'll bring in the animal trackers. Actually, the first thing I'll do. You don't really need a teleporter at first. But there's some things you could bring in to make the game a little easier and not so much of a grind. You have a dinosaur that you've been taking care of and he disappears, you can't find him. It's real frustrating because usually he gets stuck behind this tree or something like that. So you don't always, usually you play, you have to constantly look back and find dinosaurs and help them walk. That can be frustrating. And if you lose a dinosaur, you can just make another one of similar level. And that's much more enjoyable than having to start all over again from the beginning. So everything that you find is frustrating in the game, usually there's a solution around it, I found, which I think makes the game very dynamic. There's a lot of different problems that you'll find in the game. They don't happen naturally. Again, you will be in this menu sometimes, typing in different codes and stuff, which could be kind of sucky. Or you can play it natural. You can just deal with the game being difficult. It's meant to be as close to like a survival simulator of men in a caveman era as possible. So when you first play, it's very unforgiving. I usually don't die in video games that often. I died hundreds of times in this game. And I'm not even exaggerating. Hundreds of times. Everything was so difficult. That's a glitch. That tree's just floating there for some reason. Most likely there was a rock here, and a tree was like growing out of the top of it, and I broke the rock, and that's why the tree's up there. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting dinosaurs I never knew existed. Like this guy, he's weird looking and cool. His fur and feathers, his really cool hands. And he doesn't like me looking at him. I'll punch you in the face too. We can have a punch fight. Oh yeah. Not even fair anymore. But and I just pooped. Your character does poop. And you actually can use your poop for plants and other things. Again, there is this big, long survival aspect. I tried to show you really fast all the things you can do and what the game is at the end of it. It really is you trying to see if you testing yourself, trying to solve the puzzle of all these dinosaurs. How do you capture them? How do you beat them? How do you kill them? Sometimes you can make like a room and you can run and and bring them into the room and go out like an escape hatch, and you're going to close the door behind them, and then you can use that to try to capture them. There's a lot of interesting, fun ways to do all those things. It take time. I can't show you all that stuff in a video, but this gives you a general idea of what you can do, what are you working for in the end of it, and then if I wanted to, like, my friends can come to my world and play with me when I'm online, and then they can leave, and you can have a world like a hosted world where you're playing all the time, but then you have to like have a PlayStation that's always turned on, and I think they're gonna have us either rent servers for money. You gotta pay every month to have a server on. I don't know what that would cost. I'm not really interested in doing that because I don't have anybody that's playing the game that I know right now. But those are some options in the future. But that's pretty much it. So you definitely hit me up if you guys have any questions. But that's my July of 2017 explanation of what Ark is as of today, before all the expansions and everything come out. Peace.